Self-Made Millennial. I'm Madeline Mann. Today we're going to be going over 5 tactics that candidates do in the interview process that really make them stand out. Now these things are simple and anyone can do them, but very few candidates do all of them. And especially number 5, that one is a bit tricky. I'll walk you through what each tactic is, and from interviewing so many people, I have seen this to be tried and true. This is Bear. Continue watching to the end if you want to see her again. Tactic number 1, the thank you email. Sending a thank you email after an interview is a simple yet potent way to show your interest. I have heard of offer decisions being made based on a thank you note. And the reason why is a thank you note shows genuine interest and enthusiasm and really solidifies that emotional connection with that company to show that you are invested in the opportunity. Some very quick tips on how to send a thank you note. First, make sure you send it within 24 hours. Second, make it personable, show enthusiasm. You want it to sound colloquial, but without sounding unprofessional. A simple message you could write is, "Hi, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me yesterday. I enjoyed our conversation. Sounds like you all are working on interesting problems and I would love to learn more. Have a great week." Simple, easy, bond solidified. Tactic number 2, frequently following up. In a similar vein to sending thank you emails, following up shows a level of interest that lets the company know that you are invested in this opportunity. Companies aren't looking for candidates who are passive and wait around. They like that you're taking initiative. So if a company has not gotten back to you, make sure you follow up with them every 3 to 5 business days or in whatever time frame they gave you. Make sure you always remember to ask about next steps and follow up 3 times before giving up. Your follow-up email should be different depending on who in an organization you are contacting. Now, I have spelled out exactly how to send these specific messages in another video about how to follow up, and I will link that in the description, so please check that out for more detailed information. The third tactic is researching the interviewers. The advice people usually get is to do research on the company you're interviewing for, which is absolutely great advice. I'm saying take it a step further. Do research on the people who will be interviewing you. This will help you to make deeper connections with them in the interview setting. Someone I work with did this, where he came into the interview and he knew all about the blogs that different people wrote, their personal interests, and it is something that stood out so much that to this day, coworkers still bring up the fact that he did that. And this was not creepy at all. This is all public information that he used, but it really showed how excited and interested he was in the role, how interested he was in the people who he was interviewing with, and he made a meaningful connection. And of course, I spoiled it, but he got the job. So the way to do this is to make sure you ask for a list of people who will be interviewing you before you come in. This is a very common request. Then look them up before you come in. A few things to look at is their hometown, the school they went to, previous companies they worked at, if they have any personal blogs, GitHub, website that you can look at. If you can find 1 or 2 things to genuinely connect with them on, then you will stand out. An example of a way to work this into a conversation is when preparing for this interview, I came across your personal website with your photography, and those photos of the Grand Canyon were incredible. With everything that you have going on here, do you have time to shoot often? The cool thing about this example is that you're throwing them a compliment, you're showing that you did your research before the interview, but you're also asking a work-life balance question that will be useful for you. Even just that one comment thrown in there will really impress them and help you stand out. Tactic number 4, asking questions in the interview. In most interviews, there'll be a time when the interviewer flips it around and says, "Hey, do you have any questions for me?" And when they say that, you always should ask questions without fail. People who don't have any questions come off as low quality candidates because it seems like they're just looking for a job instead of the best job for them. So make sure you have a few questions always in your back pocket. Some examples of some things you can ask are, ask questions about the interviewer, such as what got you interested in this company and industry? What made you choose to work there? Ask about the company and team goals, such as what is the team looking to accomplish in the next 90 days? And ask about the company culture, such as what defines a culture fit at your company? And why do you enjoy coming to work every day? Make sure you think about more questions you want to ask, especially specific to the role and the team that you're going to join before you go into your interview. I've had so many hiring managers come out of interviews and say, I think they're the right candidate. They asked all of the right questions, which is pretty crazy because you think that in an interview, you're there to answer questions, but really the questions you ask show a lot about you and convey that you are a high quality candidate. Tactic number 5, being clear about your skills, interests, and priorities. Now, I hesitated to put this tactic in this video because it is an advanced one and only works if you have a clear idea of what you want in your next opportunity. But if you do know what you're looking for, then this tactic is powerful. I would say the majority of people in interviews are very agreeable. They say, I can do this, you can throw me in all these different situations. How do you think I would fit? Now, this is a good way to seem flexible and potentially get the job, but what really stands out is the candidates who are very self-possessed. They understand what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what they really want in their next opportunity, and what they don't want in their next opportunity. And they are explicit and clear about those expectations. For example, to this day, there's one candidate who always stands out in my head who did this so well. And she got top marks across all of her interviewers. She was going for a marketing position, and she immediately articulated exactly the areas she can add value, things that she needed to work on, as well as things she wasn't as interested in. She was so direct that when we saw that what she was great at is what exactly we needed, it was a no-brainer that we wanted to make her an offer. This tactic may get you rejected. So make sure that whatever you're saying, that you'd be happy that you're rejected for those things that you said, because that would mean that it's not the right opportunity for you. So like I said, if you don't know what you want, don't go disqualifying yourself left and right, but showing that you have purpose, you know what value you can add, you know who you are, you know what you want in your next role, that is very compelling. So those are all my tips for today. Best of luck in your interviews. Make sure to hit a like on this video, as well as subscribe. I've got videos coming out every week. That's right. See you next time.